And now we have Sea Rescue from Midway. So first, look at the flyer. Midway and their flyers. Very nice humor, or from another time, because it's quite misogyn very often. And here they go again. We have like a pilot who crashed on an island, and apparently he found a nice lady, autochthone, who lived there, apparently. And I think he spent nice time with her. And she's almost nude, apart from the hair hiding the tits and the small clothes she wears. Well, she looks sad because the guy has been delivered a sea rescue cabinet, brand new, and he looks very happy. And at the bottom, we can read, "Leave it to Midway to save me from boredom." So she said, I don't know if it's funny. It's very easy 50 years later to criticize, but maybe at the time, well, they used to laugh at that. I mean, you can laugh at a scene like this, but the problem is when it's systematical. Anyway, look at the back of the flyer where we have more infos. And the first feature on the left, moving target and helicopter. Yes, it will be an helicopter game. Like we saw in the previous video on my French channel, there have been a lot of helicopter Electro Mechanical games, which were very nice. And this is another one, but maybe with a different technology. We're gonna see that later. There's a dual control handles, as usual on this type of games. One lever to go up or down, and the other one to advance or go back. 3D sound system. Again, 3D sound system, the 3D word. Multi-coin shoots, okay, illuminated control panel, we don't care. 3D playfield with black light, Arla. They use twice 3D for the sound and for the scenery. Incredible. It's like a game. We're gonna see until the end of this video if the word 3D is used on every flyer or not. Well, until now, I think it's 100%. Huh? Okay, what we can say, the drawing is representing the scenery, the playfield that we're gonna see in the cabinet. And you see you have a small yellow helicopter and you will have to rescue people at different locations that will lit and you have to go there. And there is one platform in the middle of the sea. There are a few other locations. Well, let's have a look at how it plays. And when I say let's have a look, we are lucky because there is only one video, one footage available. And it's time for me to thank all the people who shot their arcade cabinets at home or elsewhere and who made all these footages available on YouTube. It's incredible. So thank you all the people who did that. Of course, I put the links of all these videos in the description of my video, so you can access all the video we are watching quite quickly, so you can spend more time quietly to watch all these incredible videos. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, just one thing before we start. There is a special feature at this game that there is a double track tape for the sound, and one track is for the sound of the motor of the helicopter, and the other track is for special effects, like people shouting, "Hey, I'm here, help, help." Well, I will not speak too much and listen carefully. On the lighthouse, at the pier, amazing, no? And see, there is a moving platform at sea. It's more difficult to land on that. Very quickly, I play again the video because I want to explain you something. The difference between the old helicopter games that we saw until now in my previous videos is that here the technology is quite different. You know, the helicopter is not really here, it's somewhere else in the cabinet, and it's reflected with mirrors in front of us in the scenery. So you have this ghostly effect, which is very impressive. Okay, we can move on to the next game. And now we have Sky Battle from Chicago Coins, which is a air combat arcade game. Here again, we're gonna see a video of it because there is one. But it's kind of games that will be quickly redone, remade in the early video games. In fact, if you follow all my videos, you realize that most of the early video games of the 70s are in fact concepts of electromechanical game. And a lot of these games were adapted to the video games when it began to be a thing. And Sky Battle is one of them. In fact, Sky Battle, I think, is a copy of Sky Fighter from Taito, which I presented in one of my previous videos. It's a game released in 1970. And in 1970, a lot of games, air combat games like this appeared. But there were no nice videos of Sky Fighter, so I'm really happy to present Sky Battle, which was released a year after that. Okay, what do they say? If we look at the cabinet itself, nothing special to say. You got a plane handle to move your crosshair of in fact your plane to adjust the enemies. We're gonna see that in the video. We got a lot of factice instruments, and all the gameplay will be in front of you, like if you were in the plane cockpit. Sky Battle, a thrilling new target and play concept. Not one, but a squadron of 3 jet fighter planes, its sweeping aerial attack. This is important because there have been some games like this, but it was one plane by one plane you had to shoot down. Here you will have 3 planes at the same time. Planes dive, climb, circle against a background of rolling clouds as players shoot to bring them down. Yeah, the background of rolling clouds is exactly what we saw in Sky Fighter from Taito. It's really the same concept. When hit, each plane disappears in an explosive flash of light. Wow! When all 3 planes are hit, they reappear for additional play and scoring. Okay! And at the bottom, oh no, don't tell me it's true. Realistic new 3D visual effect. Okay, so the game here will be to find one flyer which doesn't use the word 3D in 1971, please. Solid state sound system, high score skill play, okay. Let's see at the back of the flyer, on top with the same informations. And on the bottom left, new multiple targets, not 1 but 3 planes to shoot at, okay. New rolling clouds effect, well, new, no, not really, because you copied Taito. It's not very nice to appropriate things like this that you didn't invent. I score 3 drum, that's funny because they use again 3D, but with the word drum. 3 drum high scoring with extended play. Oh. Fantastic illusion. Gives planes and target area amazingly realistic 3D appearance. Oh, stop that, please. Authentic aerial combat sound. Yeah, the sound is nicer there. Okay, let's watch the video. At the top right there are the 3 score barrels. The score here is 240. Let's start the game. Wow, you see the rolling clouds, impressive. And then you have 3 planes which are projected with different colors, and when you shoot down all of them, they reappear again and again. And the difficulty is to align your crosshair with the enemy planes so you can shoot them down. And you can see the bullets. These are lights projected too with mirrors. Big flash light red light when you shoot down a plane. You cannot be sick with this because you feel like you're always rolling your plane, you know, in all directions. If you look at the clouds. Okay, at the bottom of the video, you can see in the reflection the handle of the plane and how the guy is playing. I must admit it's quite repetitive, in fact. Yeah, game over. And he made 50 points, 50 planes shot down. And here is Sonic Fighter from Allied Leisure, the originators and manufacturers of the finest and most profitable coin-operated amusement games. Yeah, so you say. They introduced Sonic Fighter, yeah, the only air-to-air combat game. This is not true. There are many air-to-air combat games in 1970 and 71, so you are lying. If we have a look at the cabinet, where it's classic one, but the yoke is very well done with a lot of instruments, factice ones, but they take a lot of place on the cabinet. We see at the top small red circles that must be for the score, for the number of planes you shoot down. If we look at the features in the yellow boxes, Action Pilot controls lets the player chase every plane in cloudy weather using wild evasive tactics. They climb, dive and bank left and right. Okay, we're gonna see that in a minute. Screaming into air-to-air combat sounds of jets and machine gun fire give the player a thrilling illusions of realism. Okay, I'm eager to hear that. Realistic explosions upon your perfect hit, and when he gets his sights right on his enemy and makes a direct hit, the plane bursts into flame with a loud explosion and spirals down with a howling shriek. Wow, that's a lot of promises. And most important, action sells next play. Meanwhile, everyone watching the player gets excited too. They become impatient to be the next pilot at the movable controls. Okay, but wait a minute. No. Don't tell me it's true. They didn't use the word 3D. Wow! That's the first game, the first flyer not using 3D. Incredible. Okay, let's watch a video. There are several ones on YouTube, but they are not very good quality, but that's already a chance to have some. So let's see what it's all about. Oh yeah, here we see all the factice instruments flashing. It's quite impressive. You really feel like you're flying a real plane. Okay, let's start the game. The yoke is impressive too. It looks like a real one. Okay, nice. Oh, do you hear the sound? There's someone talking to you, like another plane or maybe your co-pilot behind you. And this is one plane by one plane, one after one. It's not like we saw with the Skyfighter with 3 planes at the same time. But it's quite realistic because the plane is really trying evasive maneuvers, rolling, going left, right, and you have to align your crosshair to shoot it down. And the clouds too are very impressive, quite different than the game we saw earlier, because they feel like they're moving towards you in a 3D effect. we don't see the crosshair. And here is another video, crappy quality too, but interesting because some things are a bit different. So it's quite glowy around the plane. But you're gonna see the explosions are nice. Yeah. And we don't see it here, but on other videos I saw the crosshair. It should be maybe behind the camera, but there is one to help you target right.
There's a cam in the back on a set of leaf switches that control that.
And the clouds are still impressive. And now we have spin out from Ali Deja again. Puts you profit in passing gear. Yeah, so we look at the cabinet and it's quite classic with a steering wheel, golden one, and a pedal. Okay, the game is spin out. Nice photo of a vintage race. And if we look at the back of the flyer, well, I'm not gonna read everything. The new realistic road race game that's proven money maker, like, yes, well, like all the other games, if you read the flyer, if you believe them, you're liars. Spin Out simulates all the action and speed of a big time road racing, yeah. The player actually controls the filmed image of his car as he speeds down a realistic race course. Well, in fact, it's you will see because there is one video and it's projected through mirrors on the playfield. It's quite nice. Well, it's classic one. You have a racetrack, you have another car, and you must avoid it, and you score if you run fast and pass by the different cars. Nothing really special to say here. Okay, let's have a look at the only video available. The quality is not very good. But we can see the cabinet in real, with the lights, wow. And the steering wheel is really golden one. Spin Out. Okay, let's start the game. Wow, oh. The car is coming from the behind. Hey, quite nice. The effect of the road moving fast. So you got to drive fast enough so the car is not coming from behind. You have to control the spin to start again, okay? And after that you have cars. There's something funny because the enemy cars are slightly different, and you're gonna see later when we're gonna see inside the cabinet why and how. So it's difficult because you must not touch the side of the road or you spin out like this, and you have to drive fast enough. They call it the weave motor. Sometimes it'll do stuff like that. And dodge the enemy cars. Yeah, he has extended time because he reached the end of the game, but he had more than 200 points. It's quite nice, and it really looks like the first racing video games, like Speed Race, I think, from Taito, with vertical scrolling. It's almost the same thing. Or Laguna Racer too. And now he's sticking on me. Come on now. And the sound you hear comes from multi-track tapes. Different tracks for different sounds. game over.
So there you go.
And if we look inside the cabinet, it's really impressive. You have a barrel here with all the scenery, different motors, and mirrors and projectors with lights and bulbs that project the image of the cars.
All right, so this one's moving. That's the enemy car.
Yeah, on the right there is an enemy car with a small mirror
Projected on the screen. See, there's my car, and there goes the enemy car.
to the red car. And the white car is the player one. It's projected by the left mirror. And if he accelerates, the barrel is turning. Wow, it's amazing. I love that. Electro Mechanical magic. This is how the enemy car is moving left and right. Yeah, here we can see better the two mirrors projected, and you see the little wheel with different cars. Let me pause the little wheel. You see the little wheel with different shapes of cars. That's how they make different cars and different enemy cars coming at you. It's very clever. Oh, amazing. Okay, just a quick break because I wanted to tell you something quite interesting, at least for me. One of the viewers told me last time, he left a comment saying, "Hey, Olipix, I have just boosted your video and you can ask people to do the same." So I was thinking, well, boost my video? What is this option? I don't understand. I don't know what it is. But in fact, the option is only on smartphones. So I'm asking you, if you can take 30 seconds, take your smartphone, look at this video, and under the video where you would comment the video, you can slide towards the left the comment box and you will get access to the boost option, and there you can boost my video. This will help me to increase my ranking because actually I don't have a lot of subscribers. Even if my videos are quite complete and details, I mean, a lot of people are missing it. So if you can take 30 seconds of your time, boost my video, that will be great. Thanks, and let's continue this video. Okay, we reach Stunt Pilot from Midway. Oh, this game is incredible. When I didn't know anything about electromechanical arcade games, I stumbled upon this game a few years ago. I was amazed with what I saw. It was incredible, and I thought, what is this? It's not a video game, it's an arcade game, but electromechanical? Okay, but I've got to learn more about that. So this game is special for me. So if we look at the cabinet, nothing special. We have two controls. One on the left is for going fast or slow, and the joystick on the right is for going up and down. And there's a guy, I don't know him, sorry, must be a famous pilot, because he say you'd be amazed at the thrills I get playing Stunt Pilot. So the game must be incredible. And on the back of the flyer, get Stunt Pilot for a happy cash landing. As usual, you'll be rich if you buy this game. 4 challenging stunts: flying through an airplane hangar, under a bridge, through an arch, or over a mountain. Dual control skill, okay, that's what we saw on the cabinet. Crash, action, excitement, a flash of light, a thundering explosion, and a screaming ambulance arrives on the scene. The ambulance is nice, we're gonna see that in a minute. But I don't see any 3D world again. Bravo Midway. And hopefully we have a few videos of Stunt Pilot, which are nice. Here we can see clearly the cabinet, the score, 3-barrel score, and the time counter. And I'm gonna pause on the flying instructions because they are more precise than in a flyer. So you push the throttle forward to increase speed of airplane, and you operate the control stick, the joystick, to raise and lower the airplane. Okay, if you fly airplane under the bridge or through the hangar, you get 60 points, and fly airplane over the mountain or through an arch, you get 20 points. You keep flying until the timer reaches 120, that's a limited time, and if your score is equal or more than 540, you get an extra time of 100 seconds, I guess.
In order to see what's going on.
Wow,
This whole playing field,
look at the playing field.
bridge, which is just really a little hoop or something. I looked into how this is.
And you see the plane on the top left. In fact, it's projected like Sea Rescue or other games of the time. The plane is not really here, it's turning somewhere else at the back of the cabinet.
And if you look carefully,
But it's an amazing effect because you feel like it's in front of you, like in a ghostly way. So he crashed on the mountain and an ambulance is coming out. It's a nice effect. You get to fly under the bridge, over the mountain, through the hangar and under the arch. And the guy is saying that although the game is impressive technically, it's not very funny. It's always the same thing and it's difficult to play because the commands are not really responsive.
Challenging and non-responsive. They don't really do what you want them to do. So if it was actually responsive, it would be really easy and therefore not fun. Because it's not so responsive, it's not fun for a different reason. But, you know, they all can't be winners. If you have a chance to check it out, I still recommend.
And here is another video, an extract for a very nice video. I recommend you go to the TNT Amusement channel and watch the entire videos and the many other videos he made. And it's very interesting because it shows us the inside of the cabinet.
And he thought this was a pure genius machine. Here comes the plane again. There she is. I'll turn that on.
So you see the plane is at the back of the cabinet.
It says crash relay service switch.
And you have a lot of switches and relays and everything is indicated with small papers and explanations. It's a very well done piece of engineering. Here are the sounds.
And there's a siren, energized by 180 units.
With relays.
Hear all these relays clicking away. That's the game over. That's the start. There's the crash. See, there's
Incredible.
siren. So now let's go in here.
You even have the sparks.
Hear how that posts that? And that's something? That's for the bridge. See, that one there is the red crash lights. So, oh, look. Do you see the lights flashing red? Look in the front.
This is the amplifier for the sound.
Still works. Now look up here.
Here is
Now
the
this
counter,
is your
the
chain
time
drop.
counter.
When we move that, let me try moving it.
So nice to see everything moving. Wow.
Comes out. Now it automatically reverses.
And see the plane. He's turning at the back of the cabinet.
Let me turn off the overhead light.
He touched the mountain, so he crashed.
See the ambulance come out?
But he will play better than the previous video.
I can't make it in time. The faster you go, the more points you get. Now, can you fly under the bridge?
Under the bridge. Come on. You can do it.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Now we got to get up and go over the mountain. Then we got to go.
You're not going to make this.
And through the hangar. Yeah, well done.
But if you crash, watch what happens.
The ambulance
The little guy
is coming
comes
out.
Now the red lights don't come
Well, it's a really impressive EM game.
into the orange.
I really like it. Maybe it's not that fun to play, but it's really impressive. And now we have a look at a sub pack from Bally Oh yes, I changed my clothes. Sorry. Well, I don't know if you realize, but videos like this are not made in just one day. It takes me several days. So instead of trying to fool you and wear all the time the same clothes, so you think, oh, he did everything in one day. No, well, I changed myself. I hope you don't mind. So we have SuperThanks from Bally, which is a submarine game. Of course, it was inspired by Periscope from Sega from 1969, but since then we've seen, at least in my French videos, several submarine EM games, and here is another one from Bally. So we're gonna study the flyer in details to see what it brings as novelties or what they did differently. Well, for a start, the flyer itself is not very clean, not very clear. There are sentences everywhere. For example, the main title is Submarines Sink, and you've got an orange sentence on top of it, which says your profits go up. Of course, yeah, it's always the same promises for the buyers that if you buy this game, of course your profits will go very high. The cabinet in itself is quite nice. There is a kind of yoke that is used to control the submarine. So it's not like in a Periscope from Sega where you have a real periscope that you look into. Here it's a more classic version of the cabinet with a large view through a glass. There is nice art design decorations around the glass itself. It's quite nice, and on the side art too with a very 60s, 70s submarine. So this is nice. On top left of the flyer we can read skill hit moving target submarine split in half with a fiery flash and explosion roar. Yeah, that's a novelty, and that's why they say it first, that the submarines, if you hit them, will break in two. Wow, incredible, yeah? And then they will sink to the bottom of the ocean, and then there will be another explosion. Very impressive. Okay, what are the main features? SuperThanks, submarine skill game. It's a little trick with letters, say kill game and skill game at the same time. First feature is realistic deep sea scene with rippling bubbles and wave shadows, so wet and watery looking. You think you might get splashed. Yes, indeed, you will see that in a few minutes or seconds. There are real bubbles, I mean, so realistic that you think that there are real bubbles in front of you, and you think you're really deep into the water controlling a submarine and trying to shoot other submarine. And at the same time, there are wave shadows moving at the depth of the ocean. You're really in there. You really think you're in a submarine, I swear. Or at least they say. Rolling sea bottom and rise and fall of target submarines cause illusion that submarine in which player stands is rocking and rolling. Yeah, there's all kind of tricks and effects that make you think that your submarine is not very stable. No, it's moving a bit. So it's very well done, what you will see in the video. Authentic sound effects. Yeah, there are the effects of the continuous ping pong of the undersea radar. Ping, ping. And deadly swish of torpedoes, of course, toward the target submarine. And double roar of explosions as each submarine is hit and sunk. Because, as I said earlier, you got an explosion when you hit a submarine, poof, and after it sinks deep into the ocean, and when you reach the bottom of the ocean, poof, there is another explosion. It's very well done. Adjustable sound volume, okay, and exciting battle action. Player aims torpedoes with double-handed control stick, fire torpedoes by pressing button in a right handle, and can correct courses of torpedoes after discharge. This is important because this is not the case with all this kind of shooting games. So each time you fire torpedoes, you can still influence the direction of this torpedo with the yoke, with the handle. Okay, and see other side for realistic battle action. I can't wait. So this is a back of the flyer, submarine skill game, and indeed we have a view, a very nice view of the scenery. Wow, it's impressive. You see this relief this very well done scenery. We see a submarine at the very back of the scenery, and on the right there is a torpedo going towards the submarine with bubbles coming out of the torpedo. I don't know if the game is really like this, but they say view above is unretouched color photograph of realistic deep sea scene is sub-pack. Unretouched, no Photoshop, with three-dimensional target submarine. They are 3D again. I don't know if you saw the first part of this video to understand, but 3D is really the word in 1971 that was used in every flyer of every arcade games. It's impressive. Now, so here again, three-dimensional target submarine cruising in the distance, and twin torpedoes speeding towards submarines. Rippling bubbles and wave shadows, so all the effects they added to this new cabinet add to illusion of deep water. Circled view, so the photo on the right in the circle, illustrate result of it. We see an explosion. But let's think about it. You know, when you look at these photos, you might think it looks like, I don't know, video games of the 90s. It's quite realistic for the time. So it must have been very impressive in 1971 when you saw indeed this type of photographs of realism for an arcade game. Submarine actually breaks in half with a fiery flash and explosion roar. That's what they said on the front of the flyer, but you will see indeed it's impressive. After submarine sinks out of sight, a second flash and boom accentuate. Okay, and as I said earlier for other games from 1971, this type of games will be soon adapted in video games. This is the type of games that you will find in the first video games. It's really adaptations of the last Electro Mechanical games. And submarines will be one of them. Okay, a bit lower, we got exciting action keeps playing coming back. Ensures top collection month after month. You will earn a lot of money with this game, of course. Twin torpedoes, not one but two torpedoes, speed in converging courses toward target sub. Each time button is pressed. If both torpedoes hit submarine, hit score is double. 10 instead of 5. Because you can hit a submarine with one of the torpedoes, with one of the two torpedoes you shot, but if both torpedoes hit a submarine, well, you double the point. Exclusive Bally cross hatch sight. Okay, I think they're talking about the green thing we saw underneath, you know, the yellow cross on the green square. They say it's a famous exclusive Bally target tracker, like everybody knew about it. Proved successful in Target Zero. This was another game from Bally. You know, we saw it. It was an air battle game, and they used the same technology, or at least the same crosshair, which proved successful apparently. On the right, we have adjustable bonus playtime. Okay, flashy illuminated instrument panel. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, and at the very bottom of the flyer, players pack around sub-pack to keep it and wait their turn to kill submarine. There will be a lot of people wanting to play this game. We promise. And the result is continuous play. Hour after hour, month after month, and packed coin boxes every collection. Get your share, get sub-pack now. And we are lucky because there is at least one video of a sub-pack arcade game working. There are several videos, but the other cabinets are not really working. So it's a short one, but enjoy. See the bubbles, the effect is very nice. And at the bottom of the ocean, you got all the shadows moving. And you saw, well, we see the crosshair, we see both torpedoes, and see when it touch a submarine. Well, you missed. The next one, I think. See how it breaks. And you got explosions at the bottom of the sea after that. Well, let's pause the video because it was very short. It was only this. And we can enjoy the cabinet itself. We see the score line like on pitballs, you know, and each time you add score, then the different lights lit up. Okay, maybe we play it another time and I don't speak, just enjoy.
Shot at it. Missed. Came a little bit ahead of him. There we go. Oh, you got him. Look at that. Split him in half. A little low and to the left. Oh, too far. Wait till the next one comes by. Okay, here you go. That might do it. That might. Oh, it got him. Split him in half.
Very impressive indeed. And I can show you a short extract of another video. This is a sub pack not working, but the guy is trying to repair it, so we will be able to see inside the cabinet and see how it works. It's very interesting.
Put it around here, but look at this little motor. See, this is the motor they have for this. I put some electrical tape on it.
So this is a barrel which make the effects of the shadows at the bottom of the sea. And top there we don't see really well, but it's all the bubbles. It's another barrel turning continuously. And here it disassembled everything and we can see how the submarines are moving, you know, with the chain and all the contacts. Here we see one of the discs on which there is a submarine, one of the submarines.
It doesn't seem like this is going to fix the problem when it actually shoots. I could be wrong.
And then you see when the chain is moving, all the submarines are moving in the scenery. And there are all these contacts which act as a computer, in fact, you know, what will be done in video games and computing after that. But here in Electro Mechanical, this is all done with contacts, tracks, and to know if where you're aiming with a yoke, with the handle, is the right angle to touch or not one of the submarines. It's really magic. And see how the submarines and all the parts are turning on themselves and making the submarine break in two, and how it rotates. It's just, well, that's incredible.
But these are so neat how this all goes together. So this comes out. I haven't greased this one up yet.
Okay, that's an amazing arcade game. I'm always amazed to see the inside of this cabinet. It's really crazy. Okay, next game. And here comes the last game of 1981, or at least the last game that I will show you. It's called Wild Kingdom from Midway. So if you saw my previous videos about EAM games, Electro Mechanical games, on my French channel, because on the English one is the first one I do, well, you know that I don't show you all the games released in 1971 or 1970 or 1969, etc., etc. No, I select the best ones, the ones that look like future arcade video games. And of course there are a lot of shooting games, for example, each year released, or pinballs, or skill game, or, you know, cash games, or snooker, or pool, or bowling games. But no, I just select the most interesting ones. And usually I don't show you many shooting games because they all look the same, but this one is a bit different, and sometimes, you know, showing one or two, it's interesting. So this one is called Wild Kingdom, featuring Jungle Charlie. Jungle Charlie is the guy we see holding the gun, like if it will be a future mascot of Midway, never heard of. Anyway, so they say bag a few trophies with Midway's Wild Kingdom. And here again, the Midway guy which made the flyers must be a bit strange or deranged, because there's always something with a girl. And here it's quite bizarre, because Wild Kingdom is a shooting game happening in the jungle where you shoot at wild animals. There's no woman at all in the story. But here on the flyer, there is one girl in the bag. So the meaning is that one trophy must be a girl, or several, because there is an arm coming out of the hole of the bag, and if we look at the position of the poor girl, which is dead, I mean, Jungle Charlie has shot the girl or not? I don't know. Maybe there are several girls in the bag, and there is one arm coming out of the bag, leaving some rocks, it seems. So maybe someone can find her back. Well, that's strange. Let's see the back of the flyer. So at the top of the flyer, we see this scenery inside the cabinet with a lot of wild animals. And so that will be interesting. I guess you have to shoot to the different animals from the jungle: crocodile, elephant, lion or tiger. Gazelle, I don't know how you say in English. In French, it's gazelle. And here is Jungle Charlie. But in the middle of the scenery, there is one guy which is trying to shoot the animals, and this is bizarre because yourself, you have your gun and trying to shoot the animals. So we have to read a bit to understand. They say, dramatic new dimension in guns, not less. Player competes against Jungle Charlie. This is it. Because the guy that you see here is not yourself, it's Jungle Charlie, and is playing against you. And this is why I wanted to show you this game, because it's indeed quite different from the other shooting games. You compete against the machine, and Jungle Charlie never misses, because you will see in the video, but he's moving all the time like this, and if he's in front of the target, he will shoot and never miss. So you have to shoot the animals before he aims exactly the targets. That's interesting. Another interesting feature is, as player improves shooting skills, so does Jungle Charlie. I don't know how they do that, but if you miss all the time, for example, I think Jungle Charlie will be a bit slow. But if you are good enough and shoot quickly the targets, then Jungle Charlie adapts and is aiming the targets more quickly and more effectively. Interesting. And there we are, beautiful 3D target panel plus realistic targets. That's it, full house. We have found the 3D world in every flyer of 1971 Electro Mechanical games. It's incredible. I don't know if you saw the first part of this video. If you didn't, please do, because you will understand that 3D in 1971 is almost used in every flyers of every EAM games. It's impressive. Optional background sound effects. Okay, step 2 optional, it's a little step that you can draw out from under the cabinet, so little kids can also play and shoot animals. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, let's see, there is a video of that. And indeed, we are lucky. There are several videos available on YouTube of Wild Kingdom. It's a bit sad. It's like maybe collectors prefer to collect shooting games than more traditional arcade EM games. I don't want to know. Okay, let's have a look at the gameplay. Nice art glass. Nice scenery too. Okay, so all the targets are moving of all the animals, and you have to be quick to try to shoot them first before Jungle Charlie. You see Jungle Charlie is moving all the time. He's aiming slowly towards the target, and if he is in line with one of them, he will shoot and you will miss your point. So you have to be quick. That's an interesting feature. Okay, I shot myself. Just enjoy. Yeah, interesting, no? Wow, what a year, 1971. We saw a lot of different electromechanical arcade games. We were lucky because they were very different in principles. We had air battle games, submarine games, car racing games, helicopter games, shooting games, of course, bombing games. Well, a lot of different ideas and concepts. It was very interesting. We see here that in 1971 all the EM arcade games are getting more and more complicated, more and more sophisticated. And that's very interesting because video games are just appearing with the first video game, Computer Space, of course, and they will exist until the end of the 70s. So I will make future videos about 1972, 1973, and so on, until EM games disappear, in fact. And as I told before, I don't show you all the arcade games released in 1971 because there were a lot of them, so I'm not talking about all the shooting games, the bowling games and so on, but there are also some games I don't show you because we don't have any footage, any video, and that's a shame. I'm thinking about Astro Data, for example, from Sega, which is a game that reads your handlines and tells you your future and give you a card with all the details of your future. It's just incredible. There is no footage of it working. I'm thinking also about Dive Bomber, also from Sega, which seems very nice, where you control a plane which must bomb tanks and convoys moving in front of you, but no footage either, so it's really sad. And there are a lot of interesting games that we can see in different flyers or documents of the 70s, but there's no examples, no videos available, so, well, I don't talk about them, sorry. Okay, well, huge thanks to you to have watched this video until the end, even if it was cut in 2 videos, because, you know, I like to take times around these things, explaining, seeing the details, so it was maybe a bit long. You can tell me in the comments. You can tell me if you experienced this video game. I was going to say video games, no, these electromechanical games at the time, if you have the same age as me, or maybe if you're a bit older, maybe you played some of these games. So I want to read your comments about this. And don't forget to subscribe so you can't miss any forthcoming videos about old stuff, you know, video games or computers or EM games. Well, you know now that I will do a lot of different subjects around the 70s and the 80s. If you want to thank me, you can use the little heart with $1 to give me a micro donations, super thanks. That would be very cool. You know, this will give me the opportunity to spend more time on these videos. And you can also boost my video. This is important because I spend a lot of time making these videos for you, for me too, because I really like doing it. It's very interesting. But because of the YouTube algorithm, I'm not very visible. I'm a bit hidden. So help me. And you can, for example, boost this video, you know, on your smartphone at the same spot when you can comment. You can slide to the left and then you will have the boost option. Then you click on boost on this video and this will help me get higher and higher in the YouTube ranking. Well, thank you for all this. See you next time for a new video. Portez-vous bien et je vous dis à bientôt. Ciao.